Hi there, my name is Steve Gearhart, and as always, this is the Unagi Observer. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching the video. I'd love it when you guys do that. This is a labor of love for me. I don't get paid for it, unfortunately. Anyway, just to remind everybody, next Saturday on the 16th at 8:30 p.m., I'm going to show the original 1950s Godzilla. It's going to have ads to it, but that was the best I could find from YouTube to put onto the CyTube. By the way, the link for that will be down below, and I'll put it in the Discord as we get closer to the date. And if YouTube decides to be wonky, we'll just pivot and watch something else. But yes, my intention is to show the original Godzilla movie on CyTube, wherein if you just want to lurk and see what's going on, you can stop on by. It's free. You don't even have to join or anything. But if you do want to be part of the chat, there's a chat function next to the screen. Then you can sign up for CyTube. It is free. It's a fun thing to have. And yeah, so stop on by and let's see what goes on. So 8:30 p.m. December 16th. Be there or be square, as they say. So let us get into the two anime reviews that I have for you this week. So the first anime review that I have for you is from a net anime with a comic motion style animation to it. It's by Studio Trigger. I usually like what Studio Trigger has to do. And it's called Inferno Cop. As I was scrolling through Crunchyroll the other day, and I was like, I want something different to watch. And I saw this, and I was just like, kind of reminds me of Axe Cop a little bit, the key visual. And I said, oh, what the heck? Why not? It's a net anime, so it's only going to be about 3 or 4 minutes per episode. Sure enough, that's what it is. And so Inferno Cop is basically, I think, Ghost Rider in a police uniform. And in a place called Jackknife Edge City. I think that's what it's called. And where all the criminals can do their criminal thing as long as they pay their taxes to the police, whom we figure out very shortly. They show up and they go, we've paid our taxes for the month. And the cop goes, oh, I'm so sorry. Never mind. And drives away. But of course, Inferno Cop can't handle that. He is a beacon, or a hellish beacon of justice. And he shows up to one particular gang of criminals from the Southern Cross organization. Read into that as you will. And there's a pregnant woman on the ground saying, please, please don't rape me, in a falsetto male's voice. And Inferno Cop, of course, dispatches the the thugs, and in a most horrific fashion. And then as he leans over to help the pregnant woman up off of the street, her water breaks, and she floods the city from her water breaking. The child that is born has the Southern Cross emblem on his forehead, turns into a crustacean with the baby's head, and they fight under the water that the woman created when her water broke right before she gave birth. On to the next anime. On to a much better, if older, anime called Ronin Warriors, or at least that's the English version, American version of the title. The Japanese version is the Legendary Armored Samurai Troopers. Ronin Warriors came over in America very late 80s, I think 89. The original run was in Japan from 1988 to 1989. Late in 88, it actually spawned a manga instead of the other way around, and the manga lasted until 1990. There's about 39 episodes of Ronin Warriors, or Samurai Troopers, depending on what you want to call it. The animation is definitely of the late 80s, but it's a fun kind of retro throwback to look at and watch. It's just kind of fun to watch. And the story is very basic. It's very shonen. Evil overlord from another mystical realm is shown up, and he has 4 dark warlords. And they want to take over, go from the netherworld to the mortal world and take the mortal world over. And to fight these guys is a squad of 5 armored samurai troopers. Each one has kind of like a special skill set. They're led by a guy named Rio. His armor is called the Wildfire, and so basically it's kind of almost a battle of the week, sort of like what monster are they going to throw at the samurai guys this time. But the overarching plot is basically how to prevent the bad guy from destroying the world, and it's kind of interesting setup in that. You're first brought into the female character who's a student teacher and her father who's a professor at this university. And they discover that through computer that the evil warlord is coming to the mortal world to take over. And so he calls, the father of the student teacher calls upon the samurai troopers to come and help. And that they show up with Rio showing up in the middle of Tokyo City with a huge white tiger named White Blaze. And then the battle ensues. A dark warrior shows up and starts beating up on Rio. And we go through the process of, okay, here's his level 1 tier, here's his level 2, where his armor kind of appears, and then there's the actual samurai armor, where he goes through a transformation sequence. Fortunately, he doesn't go nude like Sailor Moon. It's just like this kind of like cloth ribbon runs around him, and his existing armor transforms into something more like samurai armor. And then battles ensue. It's kind of unique because they take the people of Tokyo and make them disappear, except for a small group of people, the troopers and a little boy and the student teacher and I think her father. And the rest of the series is about them battling it out in Tokyo over a series of weeks. And, obviously the good guys win. No spoiler there. It's a shonen show. Of course it's going to end that way. Anyway. Or does it? Anyway, the big takeaway that I took from this was the character design. And of course, again, this is very much late 80s, so it's that kind of style of clothing and hair and all that kind of jazz. But the character design, particularly with the design of the armor, is very interesting. Sometimes it's not a lot of detail. Sometimes it is a lot of detail, particularly in the boots on the heels. It's kind of interesting how they have like little stabilizer on that, and they make a big point to show that for some reason. The bad guys have very utilitarian but very interesting armor. It's kind of like watching Gundam and seeing a Zaku. Zaku looks kind of plain until you realize that there's all the functionality of that mecha suit, of that kind of weird looking mecha suit. And the bad guys have armor that is kind of the same way. It's at first look you're just like, okay, whatever, single like olive green, whatever. And then you take a closer look and you're like, oh, that's actually kind of clever. So anyway, so if you're into animation, if you're into character design, this is definitely something to watch. It's a very shonen series. Nothing wrong with that. If you like shonen, this is going to be right up your alley. If you want to watch something very entertaining that you can maybe make a drinking game out of, I'm not sure, but maybe you can. Then this show is a pretty decent one to watch. I was very happy watching the first 4 episodes, one right after the other. I was very much entertained, and it's one of those things where it's like the reason why I was entertained because it's a throwback to my teens when this show first came out. So it's kind of one of the first group of anime that I had ever seen in my life, and it was like, to me at that time, it was a pleasant change from Voltron, honestly. So yeah. So would I tell you to watch it? Yeah, why not? It's a fun little show. Obviously this is one of those things where you can watch it, put it down, and come back to it maybe a year later and just enjoy it. I don't know if you can hear the sirens. I don't think they're coming for me. No, it looks like they're going away. Okay, so they're not coming. I'm not getting arrested today. So anyway, should you watch Ronin Warriors or Legendary Armored Samurai Troopers? The answer is yes. If you just want something fun and enjoy and just, to talk about. It's just a fun little thing. So yeah, enjoy it. Bye-bye! I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it's somebody's playing the bagpipes. Either that or I'm having a stroke. Entirely possible. Let me know down in the comments if you actually heard the bagpipes. Anyway, so yes, 2 anime that reviews for you guys this week. Of course, Ronin Warriors, also known as Legendary Armored Trooper, Samurai Troopers, as known in Japan. Very fun, shonen, put a smile on your face, nostalgic anime to watch from the late 80s. Please do. And of course, there is Inferno Cop, which was a thing, I guess. Yeah, I got nothing on that one. Anyway, moving right along. So again, next Saturday, December 16th at 8:30 p.m. over on CyTube, we will be watching the original 1950s Godzilla. We'll have ads to it, but that's okay. And so, yeah, join us over there. If you want to just lurk, you can just show up, use the link down below or over on the Discord. And but if you do want to join the chat, should anyone want to do that, you will have to sign up for CyTube, but it is free and it's a fun thing to have anyway. So I hope to see you there next Saturday. Following that, there will be a review of that Godzilla movie that I will do. And it's not so much of a review, but just kind of talking about it. And also I'm going to talk about Christmas in Japan, or a Japanese Christmas. So make sure you have your KFC orders ready. Make sure you do it. It goes pretty quick. Anyway, and speaking about the end of the month, which is also the end of the season, we're going to talk a little bit about what's going to be happening for the future. So yeah, stop on by. Just going to also tell you real quick that the week of Christmas, there will be no new video. Simply because it's Christmas and I work in retail, which means that I get Christmas off and the rest of the week I work. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, you guys be good. Enjoy Ronin Warriors, Inferno Cop, whatever. And again, be good, be healthy. Love you guys, and I'll see you next time.